To our amazing student MCs, can we give it up for Tamia and Pamela? So honored to have them lead this program. We also need to give a huge round of applause to our panelists. Thank you so much. You know, we could sit here and we could talk about it, we could talk at you, but what was important was for you to hear it directly from those who have been most impacted from the incredible work that has happened in this administration. So I want to thank our parents, our students, our school leaders, our district leaders who sat on that panel and contextualized this moment because it is yours. You know, every team has a heartbeat. Every team member pulls their weight, and I'm honored to have the team that I have. I want to thank all of you for sticking with me, for entertaining all my crazy ideas, and for making them a reality. And the heartbeat of our team is our Chief of Staff, Kenita Lloyd. And I promise you, that heartbeat's strong, because if people don't get it done, she'll make sure it gets done. And to my dear friends and mentor, Reverend DeGraff. A very kind and generous, warm introduction, but the reality is that I am one of the many he has mentored. And as we heard earlier, mentorship is a key cornerstone of leadership development, so I want to thank him for pouring into me and all of us. There are so many people to thank here today, and I want to especially thank, as we begin, our community-based organizations. You help us fill the gaps every single day and on the ground work. To our elected officials who keep up the good work and partnering with us and holding us accountable and showing up for our children and families every single day. To my fellow commissioners and everyone across New York City, including your great teams who help us run this city, thank you for celebrating our work. Mayor Anna Anmansar and to Deputy Mayor Camille Joseph Varlick, thank you so much for your dedication and belief in New York City Public Schools. And I especially want to thank the man who made it possible for me to be your Chancellor, Mayor Eric Adams, for appointing me and trusting me, just a girl from the Bronx who wanted to teach, to lead New York City Public Schools. To our host here at Manhattan Center for Science and Mathematics, thank you so much, Principal Nicotri. Thank you, Superintendent Beidelman. And all the amazing schools here, Isaac Newton Middle School for Math and Science under Superintendent De La Cruz and Principal Pieris. PSM 169 under Superintendent Louis Sant and Principal Rivas. This is an amazing campus and we're so grateful to you for hosting us. Our student performers, can we give it up for the Fort Hamilton High School Marching Band? JROTC from the Lehman campus in the Bronx. And we have student journalists from Bronx River High School in the Bronx. And all our volunteers, cheerleaders, and student journalists from all over. And thank you, Principal Bell, for your leadership at Schuylerville Prep. I'm so happy to know that the school is in great hands and you are continuing the great work that we aspired to way back when. We have so many partners in this work, and I only wish that we had time to thank them all individually. But as I stand here, I look at a few. Our Education Chair, City Council Member Rita Joseph. Senator John Liu and Assemblyman Michael Benedetto, for their leadership as our education chairs in the Senate and Assembly. And our work cannot be done without the great partnership of our labor unions, their leaders, Henry Garrido of DC 37, Michael Mulgrew of the UFT, and Henry Rubio of CSA. You know, we talk a lot about the panel for educational policy, and we don't always talk about what they do. We say the PEP, we have PEP, we have to talk to the PEP, we work with the PEP. We never really give them their flowers because they work with us to help push through policy and practices that are going to benefit our children. They hold us accountable. So I want to thank all our members of the panel for educational policy. Our community and citywide education council presidents and members, our district leadership teams, and all our parent leaders across PTAs and SLTs across New York City. And to all of our parents, I want to thank you for choosing New York City Public Schools. Thank you for trusting your babies with us. We know that is the ultimate compliment, and we appreciate your faith in us. We try every day not to let you down. Let me also shout out the over 145,000 staff members across our schools, districts, and central offices who make every day possible and made this one of the smoothest first days of school. Superintendents, principals, assistant principals, parent coordinators, counselors, social workers, cafeteria workers, custodians, related service providers, school psychologists, school aides, librarians, paraprofessionals, safety agents, community coordinators, and of course, our teachers. Thank you. I don't only thank you as a chancellor, but I thank you as the mom of a New York City public school student. I get to experience this great system every single day as a mom of an 11-year-old. And for those of you with 11-year-olds, God bless us all. A day like today is not easy to pull off. And our tech issues were a little bit of a metaphor for what happens every single day. It ain't easy, but we signed up for it because we're built for it, and we push through no matter what. And so I want to thank the incredible team that made today possible. Jackie Schechter, Derry Rodriguez, Melissa Sisko, Xavier Edwards, all the team members who made today possible. To our 3M Chancellor team, you make sure we are a well-oiled machine. And I want to thank everybody on the detail, my special assistant, Yvette Crespo, I just gave you a new last name. It is such an operation that has become family, and I'm just grateful to have you all in my life. And most importantly, to our young people, our students, our scholars, our leaders of today and tomorrow. We are not perfect, but everything we do is in service of you. Everything we do is to make sure you have the opportunities that we all wanted for ourselves and more. So dream boldly, live with purpose, go out there and show everyone what you're made of. And if you fall, it's okay, because we got your backs today and always. As we kick off the 25-26 school year and all the possibility and promise it brings, there's an image that comes to mind for me, a spark. And as teachers, principals, superintendents, New York City Public School parents and students, we see that spark in many places and spaces. I know I saw it in my high school students when we dove into Shakespeare and they made insightful connections between centuries-old plays and their daily lives. I saw it as a school leader when my colleagues and I made critical improvements that turned around our graduation rate. And I saw it in my own daughter when her reading skills began clicking into place and when she proudly contributed to a family dinner with a conversation around politics by talking about Justice Sonia Sotomayor. These aha moments, driven by high expectations, vigorous discussion, and unrelenting questioning, lie at the heart of teaching and learning. They're the moments that stick with us. They're the moments that inspire our students to take the advanced placement course, to audition for the school play, to try out for the team, to pursue their dreams. And after nearly 2 decades in this work, I can confidently say it all starts with a spark. Our job as a community is to ignite that spark across New York City public schools every single day. So this year, we are emphasizing deep learning, intellectual curiosity, and academic rigor, because we know that with high expectations and the right support, every child is capable. Now, let me be clear. This work begins with the fundamentals, with reading and math. Whether it's a child's excitement as they sound out new words, or a teenager's thrill at solving a tricky algebra problem and getting it, our students experience these aha moments constantly as they build their foundational skills. That's why New York City Reads and New York City Solves, signature initiatives of this administration, are so important. For the first time, we are working across our entire city to ensure high-quality instruction in both reading and math. You do not have to question what kind of school you are going to get based on your zip code. We are ensuring true equity by making sure you have access to high-quality instructional materials, regardless of where you go to school in this city. I want us to take a moment to appreciate how monumental this is. Because if you walk into a reading class in New York City, I can tell you exactly what you'll see. Students engage in excellent, rigorous, evidence-based instruction, guided by a teacher with specialized training and deep pedagogical knowledge. And this level of consistency and quality, especially at this scale, is transformative. As we begin our 3rd full year of these initiatives, New York City Reads is active in over 900 schools, and New York City Solves in nearly 600. We've provided over 31,000 job-embedded coaching sessions for New York City Reads and Solves educators and leaders with widespread impact. 82% of Reads teachers agreed that it helped their implementation. And we've trained over 5,000 New York City Reads ambassadors, some of whom are in the audience today, including nearly 2,500 this calendar year alone. And this year, walk into any classroom across any grade, and you'll see even greater levels of support and acceleration. In early childhood, our youngest learners, or as Deputy Chancellor Hawkins affectionately calls them, the littles, are building strong language and literacy foundations. For our older students in New York City Solves, we are prioritizing instructional shifts and focus areas that increase academic rigor and boost students' proficiency. And we recently announced across our New York City Read schools a system-wide launch of MTSS, or a multi-tiered system of supports, so that when a student needs more help, their teacher can provide an immediate, focused, evidence-based intervention on top of the standard lesson. So this could include practice in phonics, vocabulary, or any of the key skills, ensuring all students, including those with disabilities, receive high-quality support when they need it. And to be clear, teachers have been doing MTSS for a long time, but much like phonics-based instruction, parents shouldn't have to guess the quality of that instruction, which is why we were so excited to partner with the CSA and the UFT on delivering a guidance for MTSS. I'm also thrilled to announce today that we will be piloting New York City Reads English language development curricula specifically for our English language learners in 80 schools. Here in New York City, multilingualism is a superpower. Here in New York City, we know that it's important to be literate in multiple languages. Here in New York City, we know knowing more than one language should be an expectation and in no way a deficiency. So we're going to honor that work, and we're not going to stop. This pilot pairs what we know about how children learn to read with how students acquire a new language, accelerating literacy and academic success for our students learning English. As of last year's New York City School Survey, 93% of our families believed their schools provided high-quality reading and math instruction. 93%, y'all. An indication of our progress with New York City Reads and Solves. And 74% of middle and high schoolers reported that in most or all of their classes, their teachers want them to become better thinkers, not just to memorize things. Now, this is a solid start, but I'm confident that this year, our focus on rigor and personalized academic support is going to get us closer to that 100%. As we nurture our students' immense potential through rigorous academics, we're also lighting a spark with our students' pathways work. When a young person discovers their passion and purpose, it is nothing short of life-changing. So we are providing experiences that for too long were offered to too few. Work-based learning, early college credit, intentional post-secondary advisement, career exposure and exploration, and more. We've partnered with top employers and institutions of higher education because our students belong in both the classroom and the boardroom. Our Future Ready NYC initiative, now at nearly 180 schools, is preparing students for high-demand fields like healthcare, business, technology, and education. And with over 300 career and technical education programs across 130 schools, our students have access to specialized training in even more pathways, from graphic design to engineering, culinary arts, and robotics. On top of this all, across all grades, we've opened 28 new schools in this administration, including accelerated early college high schools and innovative immersive career pathway programs. And we've seen the impact. College enrollment has increased nearly 5 points over 2 years, and in 2024, we saw our largest number of students taking and passing advanced placements. Since 2022, our students have earned almost $30 million through paid internships and opportunities. And our elementary school students are earning money too. They're saving nearly $50 million across 280,000 college and career savings accounts through the NYC Kids Rise Save for College program. Of course, the work is ever-changing, and we all know AI is the next frontier. As a system, our posture on AI has evolved in recent years. First, we banned it, and then we embraced it. And today, as we refine our approach, I'm eager to announce my approach, which is a 4-part AI framework for New York City public schools. First, we are preparing students for AI-powered lives and careers because we want our students to be producers of technology, not just consumers of it. Second, we are teaching students and staff to use AI responsibly. Third, we are mitigating bias and ensuring cultural responsiveness when using AI. And finally, we are leveraging AI to advance operational and instructional efficiencies because nothing takes the place of a teacher. To harness AI comprehensively and thoughtfully, each of these components is critical. And we look forward to sharing more about this work in the very near future. Because like all our student pathway initiatives, this is ultimately about re-envisioning the learning experience so our students are ready to take on the world. Just as a spark can stem from the individual, from a moment of learning or self-discovery, it can also stem from the power of community. That's why we are committed to creating a culture of care throughout our schools, shaping environments where students and families feel welcomed, respected, and valued. We are fostering this culture through NYCPS Cares, our newest initiative, which ties together my commitments to student safety, educator support, and family empowerment. As part of this work, we have launched citywide student-led anti-bullying and anti-vaping campaigns because our strongest messengers on these key issues are students themselves. We are expanding the interagency initiative known as Every Child and Family is Known, connecting children and families in shelters with caring adults. This started in the Bronx, and we are expanding to additional communities, now reaching 125 schools across the city. And we have over 2,000 volunteers signed up to become family connectors, community members and parents. If you're a family connector, would you please stand up? You're a family connector, stand up. Ladies and gentlemen, you're looking at our army of parents. They do not only advocate for their own children, they advocate for all of our children. Between initiatives like Every Child and Family is Known and our family connectors, we are ensuring that families can cut through bureaucracy, not have any fear, and that they can get access to the resources that they are entitled to here in New York City, because those resources are not a privilege. As part of NYCPS Cares, I'm also pleased to announce that we have designated an inaugural NYCPS Cares cohort of 119 schools across the 5 boroughs. These schools from communities historically overlooked and underserved were selected based on key metrics like chronic absenteeism and safety incidents. They will receive intensive support, including training for staff, students, and up to 500 families on trauma-informed care. We are focused on building trauma-informed care families, not just schools. We are also going to train a cohort of approximately 250 family connectors, ensuring this trauma-informed approach is disseminated even further. In short, we're caring for our caregivers because we know that a school community is only as strong as its members, including our adults. It's important to remember, NYCPS Cares is one of the many ways we build inclusive school environments across our city. It expands on a robust foundation of programming. Our Respect for All work to combat bias, our Meeting the Moment initiative that fosters crucial conversations, our Hidden Voices resources showcasing the diversity of our city, our Civics for All programs that encourage student voice, our Project Pivot initiative, which partners with community-based organizations, our community schools that offer wraparound supports, and our Project Open Arms work to welcome and support every newcomer student. NYCPS Cares ties together all these threads, lighting a spark through the power of connection. And let's remember that sparks are not just fleeting. If you generate enough of them, they have strength, permanence, and impact. They create results. We've been lighting sparks with NYC Reads and Solves, Student Pathways, and NYCPS Cares. We've been lighting sparks with key investments by this administration. $167 million to sustain early childhood education and support special education. Nearly $49 million additional dollars this year for our NEST, AIMS, and Horizon autism programs, and much more. And now we are seeing the results. In 2025, the percentage of students considered proficient by New York State grew by 7.2 points in ELA and 3.5 points in math. I remember when we had a bit of an implementation dip, something that we expected, especially having learned from other states that took on this big, great work, and knowing the size of our unique district. There were a lot of people out there who said, change course, abandon the plan. But if there's anything that I've learned in nearly 2 decades at New York City Public Schools, is that the things that don't work are because we abandon things too soon. That's why we're sticking to this. We made double-digit gains in 3rd and 5th grade ELA, thanks to New York City Reads. And our literacy level 1 results, the lowest scores dropped by 5.8 percentage points. The takeaway is clear. What we are doing is working. We also saw some growth across student subgroups, or student groups, as I like to say. No one is a sub. With some of the greatest gains for our Black and Latinx students. Our Black students showed the most growth across any student groups, and our Latinx students were right behind. I remember becoming a teacher and hearing everyone talk about the achievement gap, the achievement gap. But what we proved, and what we continue to prove, is that with the right tools and support for teachers, when we care about kids and we offer excellent instruction and high-quality instructional materials, we are closing an opportunity gap, not an achievement gap. For these great results, I'm extremely proud of our school communities, the students and principals who led boldly, the teachers who adopted new curricula and instructional methods, the families who practiced reading at home with their children, the students who gave it their all, not only on exam day, but throughout the year. Our students are far more than test scores, but this growth is a testament to their brilliance, their persistence, and their potential. And it's a reflection of our adults' leadership as well. So I'm going to ask all our superintendents and principals in the room to please stand up so we can give you a huge round of applause. These are the folks that make it happen every single day. But as we stand here celebrating, we also know that our work is far from done. These outcomes are promising, but we have a long way to go. Because when less than 50% of our Black and Latinx students and our students with disabilities and our multilingual learners are doing math and reading proficiently, that's unacceptable. So the scores tell us we're on the right trajectory, but we mustn't stop until every single student is proficient. Here's one example of our commitment to continuous improvement. We know we can do better with election engagement for our community and citywide education councils, one of the most vital parent empowerment structures we have. So based on feedback from internal stakeholders such as the Chancellor's Parent Advisory Council and external advocates, including the Alliance for Quality Education, we will be implementing several reforms, from developing a robust long-term outreach plan to improving ballot preparation. Together, we are taking a proactive, collaborative approach to ensure a stronger turnout in 2027. Across our system, in areas ranging from operations to teaching and learning, we have made many more improvements in the works. To that end, on our website later today, I'm so proud to announce that we will publish our first ever State of Our Schools accountability tool. This tool highlights both our accomplishments and our next steps, our action items, including data disaggregated by district. Some of the information will be static, shared for this year in comparison to last year, but other information, such as paraprofessional training to support students with IEPs, school repairs, and more, that data will be dynamic, which means we'll publish our target and update the data throughout the year, marking our progress toward that goal. New York City Public Schools, that's what you deserve. Transparency, a tool to watch how we are serving you. Something that you can see in real time and know that movement is happening. You should not have to wait a year after the school year closes to find out how your district was doing. This transparency is personally important to me. I remember being a teacher and filling out a bunch of surveys and wondering, what happens to that? Who gets it? Does anyone read it? And as a principal, I wondered if Central was truly listening to my concerns. And unfortunately, as a parent, I often felt my daughter was lost in a sea of other children. So as your chancellor, I want us to operate differently, more openly, more collaboratively. When our 2025 principal surveys came in, I learned that 92% of respondents trust me at my word. And my first thought was, how can I earn the last 8%? I assure you I'm listening. I assure you we are listening. And I encourage you to use this accountability tool, just as the name suggests, to hold us accountable, because your children deserve the best. This year, after all, is about lighting sparks. And a spark is not an end in and of itself. A spark represents a catalyst, a beginning. And we are just getting started. Thank you.